All right, let's just kick it off then. So, I'm joined by my friend Kevin today. Kevin, how's it going?
What's up, Paul? Been a while. Been
Yeah.
a while since I've been here.
We're on different schedules now, so we don't see each other as much anymore, I guess.
Yeah, you were on the first train on leaving Metten
Yeah.
for greener pastures.
Yeah. So, we worked together for almost a year, I guess, right? But we didn't actually become friends until your birthday last year, right?
Yeah, you were
Prop.
kind.
I do have that personality trait, I guess. So yeah, we went to Huangshan together for your birthday.
Where you guys forced me up a mountain
Yeah.
that I would have been happy not to go up to.
Well, yeah, true. But I mean, it was your idea to go to Huangshan,
I know, but I thought I'd be brave.
and it has mountain in the name.
I know, but I thought I'd be brave. I was like, yeah, this mountain fear is not gonna work. Like, I'll get there and maybe all the emotions would just be like, I can get over it. And then got on that mountain, I got jelly legs.
Yeah, that's very true. You did stay up there for a good 10 seconds, though, I think, before you went back down.
I think it was like 5 minutes, maybe 10, because I had to wait for the cable car again.
Maybe.
And you got to count in the time of Jack convincing me to carry on walking.
Yeah, that's true. I felt a bit soulless when you went because I just couldn't relate. I just can't relate to that fear.
Yeah, because Jack was like, yeah, Ash says you must stop being a pussy. And I was like, fuck him. Well, whatever.
Yeah, I just can't relate to it. I was like, well, it's pretty safe. You're on a mountain. I guess it was a little bit windy, so
But that's the thing about, like I said, like, I don't think I'm someone who has anxiety, but I do have anxious moments. So, like, I was all excited. There was no queue. And then, how long was that cable car journey up, though? That cable car journey alone. And then, like, the awkwardness of having two random people in that cart with us.
yeah, very
In that
true.
cable car. And then I was just like, okay, let me take this in. It's beautiful. Start taking videos. And then you get up on that mountain and it's chock-a-block. Like, people behind you. You can't move. That all factors in.
Yeah.
And like you said, it was chilly up there and windy.
Yeah,
So,
true.
nah.
It
That,
was. You missed an experience, though. I think getting to like the higher peaks and the good views. You missed out.
I know, like, I don't think that I didn't miss out. If that makes sense, you know? But, like, at the time, that's the thing about, like, feeling a little bit anxious. At the time, there's nothing that could make you feel better other than just getting into your place of comfort.
Yeah.
I mean, when I got back down there, I put on a Joe Rogan podcast about, what was it about? I think it was about the Church of Scientology. He was interviewing some guy. So, yeah, I sat there watching that. But who knows, you know? Like that thing that you put in the group. What was that? With the... What was that?
In Guangzhou,
Yeah.
that rope swing. thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for me, like I was explaining to Jack, is I would rather have a quick thrill than 2 hours or an hour of me feeling, what the fuck? What's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
happen here? Like, for me, that's fine.
Yeah.
And I was reading that, like, they have, like, different routes depending on your height and your weight. But, I mean, one of them's, like, 1.5 kilometers.
Yeah. It's hard to enjoy something when you just got a knot in your
Exactly.
stomach.
But if it's just going,
Yeah.
that's better.
I've experienced that with comedy, right? Because I love doing like my bits, like my stand up, like 5, 10, 15 minutes or whatever. That's great, and I do feel nervous before, and I get like that knot in my stomach. And then I had to host that comedy night. Well, not had to, I chose to in November, and I hated it.
It wasn't November, though. It was December.
Oh, it was
because I had already
December.
gone.
Oh, yeah.
I just left,
Yeah,
like, the week before.
Yeah, it was December. Yeah, that's right. I hosted, and it was horrible for me because that anxious feeling that I get before I go on stage didn't go away because 10 minutes later, 30 minutes later, I had to go back on stage again and again and again, and it just kind of ruined the whole experience for me.
But would you say that made you more comfortable with the stage or less? Like, did you feel like your delivery of your jokes was sort of like stop-start? Or was it easier to get into that flow?
That's a good question. I guess it's extra experience, so yeah, definitely more comfortable, I think. And I had there was a bit of a clangor at the start because the microphone wasn't working at the start.
Oh, goodness.
And I had to I unplugged it, and then Rich in the back of Shipyard went, use this one, and it came along and it had a chunky bottom. It had quite a chunky bottom. So I just assumed that it was a wireless mic, so I started my joke again, and it wasn't a wireless mic, and I had to plug it in. So I just looked like a massive cock at the beginning of the show. But it is what it is.
So do you think you'd host again?
Maybe, but I do prefer
Just a full-on...
yeah, full on, just like a 5-10 minute set or something. But I guess, so when I hosted, I got to test out little jokes here and there. So I guess it can be good for like testing a few lines or so.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Building material in different ways.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, how long have you been in China for now?
Yo, I would say like 14 months. What's it like? December, January, February, March. Yeah, I would say about like probably 14 or 13 months.
Yeah. So, you're a teacher like me. We both started at the same company. We both left that company.
Yeah.
And now we've gone on to different companies in the same city, in Hefei. And both of us, we used to teach adults, and now both of us teach children.
Yeah.
What do you think's harder? Do you think children are harder to teach or adults?
Definitely children. I mean, that's why I wondered, besides other reasons. I always felt personally for myself like teaching kids is a personal challenge for myself. And obviously like a career challenge. Because I've always felt comfortable around people older than me. Always. Like since I've been growing up, I've always been surrounded by people older than me. Got older siblings. So like teaching adults it's a lot more fun. You can come in, you have a rough day, they can see on your face you've got a rough day.
Yeah.
Or you've had a rough day. So naturally you can just go, you can take it easy. But still being a professional. But yeah. What about you? What do you say?
I say children. I definitely agree with you that children are harder.
I think that would be a common consensus though. I don't think one person would go, no, children are definitely easier. I don't think so. Obviously, maybe personality dependent.
Yeah.
But in my mind, especially Western people, I can't imagine someone coming to China going, I only want to teach kids. You know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a fair point. It's just, obviously the English is much easier, but
Yeah.
the classroom management, trying to deal with them, tricking them into learning, and just making sure they pay attention and stuff like that is definitely a challenge.
But what's the numbers like in your class?
So for me, it averages at around about 10 students for my younger ones, like 3 to 6 years old, and then 6.
3 years old.
Yeah, 3. As the youngest. Some of them are pretty strong as well. Some of the 3-year-olds. It's quite impressive.
3 years old.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I've got grade 6, and I've got 9 of them. So not only are they a bit older, where they can express themselves and they have personalities, but there's only 9 of them. Whereas like Jack, he's got grade 5, which they're also not much younger. But I think he's got like 20.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like very rough for him. I think this week they threw a pen at him on Thursday. I think it was on Thursday, yeah. One of the students threw a pen at him. They had to check the cameras, things like that. But yeah, for those reasons, definitely. Classroom management, but also them getting used to you. You know, with adults, they very intrigued and they want to be there. So that part of your job's already done. Now it's just teaching them about language, maybe a bit advanced, but also you can get into culture, which is a bit more fun.
Yeah.
With kids, and it's funnily enough, I'm starting a culture thing next week with my kids, but they'll never understand quite as much as you want them to understand. Yeah. Whereas with adults, that foundation's laid. And kids, like you said, you got to trick them to learning. But yeah, all in all, I miss teaching adults. But we got the system running where the foreign teachers in the international department, the foreign teachers are teaching the Chinese teachers English, and we got a Chinese teacher. So every Thursday for the last 3 weeks, I've been teaching our colleagues English. So in that sense, I'm getting, although it's only half an hour once a week, I'm still getting that bit done. Where I'm teaching adults again.
Is that purely speaking, or is it reading, writing?
Nah, it's like the place that we used to work at, like training school type of English. So like what we do is we select a theme. I think every Tuesday the foreign teachers meet up, and then we decide on a theme or a unit that we're going to teach over the next 3 weeks. So first week is like new sentence patterns, new vocabulary. Second week is like practice. So that would be like giving them time to speak. Third week, present.
Right.
So the first unit was movies. So in the first week, just sat with them, spoke to them about movies and vocabulary. It was like an M2 lesson.
Right.
Yeah, it was like that. And then, week 2, gave them time to speak, then gave them like a rubric or showed them the rubric that they'd be assessed on. And then on Thursday they presented, they had to mark. But it's fun, it's like a proper system because there's a lot of Chinese teachers, obviously, but we've split them up into like beginners, like moderate, they called movers. So you have starters, movers, and like flyers. So
the Cambridge.
Yeah, exactly like the Cambridge, yeah. So the flyers are all the Chinese English teachers. Like they have no choice. They have to be in flyers. And 1 or 2 others. Funnily enough, like the 1 or 2 others are like people from our admin department. The English is that good.
Just like some dark horses.
Yeah, exactly. And then the one that I teach is where the most of them are. So like movers. We've actually had to split them into 2 classes. So there's 2 teachers there. I teach 9 of them. Other teacher teaches about 9 of them. And then the starters is, I'm not sure about their numbers, but yeah, that's like the older people. Like our principal's actually in the movers, funnily enough. So she's in the like in the middle one. Yeah, in the beginning we have like people from the art department and just M0s, M1s.
That's cool though, because it probably helps your office feel a little bit more together, you know, like everyone's a bit more familiar with each other, friendly, maybe a little bit less cliquey.
Definitely. Like this week alone, put it this way, the teacher who teaches us Chinese or the foreign teachers, she's in my English class. So on Thursdays I'm teaching her English, and on Fridays she's teaching me Mandarin. And it's like
how the tables doth turn.
Yeah, like when I have questions, I come up to her all the time. And she's one of the students that like always has questions. So for example, in the first week we gave them like a pre-assessment, and I was like, yo, you don't want to use that word, we want to use this word. And she's like, why? And then when I gave her mark on Thursday, she came up to me in the office and was like, Kevin, I didn't quite understand this. And then on Friday, she's busy teaching me Chinese. But like you said, for the vibe in the office, it's like people that I don't even communicate with. So like people who are in positions of management, they like in the starters, but they even making efforts to speak English in the office. Now, they know that we're also learning Mandarin. So like that same woman who barely speaks English was helping me trying to understand how to communicate the timetable in Mandarin, because that's what I just learned, like with Nancy, the teacher who's teaching us Chinese. So definitely,
it's a cool idea. Yeah, it's a cool idea as well, because for new teachers, obviously, not for you and Jack, but if they get a new hire, like fresh off the boat, so to speak, you know,
we've got 2.
Right, and that's got to help him integrate so much easier. Like I remember when I first came here. One of the things for me, like one of the harder things about settling down here was like everything's in a foreign language, but not just the language, but also like there's no alphabet. Well, there is for pinyin, but like when you're looking at signs and stuff, it's not really there, and it just makes you feel like you're in this alien world. And like just hearing when you're first hearing. You just hearing that language and people speaking so fast and with thick accents sometimes as well. You're just like, where am I? What am I doing? It was hard for me when I first came here. It must be easier for them new hires that you have with them lessons, I think.
Yeah, but remember, like I think you speaking from a foreign experience. So, like, and I'm guessing you're talking about being in China in general. Whereas with them, they still Chinese in a Chinese company, right? Because a lot of the new hires, well, Jack and I are the new hires for foreign teachers.
I thought you meant new. Sorry, I was speaking about new foreign teachers. That's what I thought you meant.
Oh no! The international department has foreign and national, like local people.
Right,
in
right.
it. So the newest people in there are mostly Chinese, although they have been interviewing for foreign teachers. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but in me saying that, I can agree with you, like with your feeling, but I think I was overwhelmed when I got here, but because of my situation before I left, I made it difficult for myself, but I also didn't give myself too much time to think about being overwhelmed when I got to China. So all of that, being in a foreign country, not being able to read and stuff like that, I never ever thought about that until I got because there's those 4 stages of homesickness, right? It was that 4 stages of
You're talking about 5 stages of grief.
Nah, not 5 stages of grief. There's like four stages, whatever, of feeling like homesick. And like the first stage is the honeymoon phase. Everything's new, you're excited.
Yeah.
And then it's like 3 months, 4 months in, and it starts to hit you. And like you're here for a while. When I got that, that's when I was like, because I remember I came here with no translator on my phone.
Yeah.
Nothing. So I didn't make it easier for myself at all. But like I think had I gone to a company like where I'm working now, it would have been so much easier. In me saying that, the fact that I had it so rough at the previous company has made me appreciate what I have going now.
They do say the grass is always greener.
Yeah, I know. But like I was speaking to a fellow South African who studies here. His name's Victor. I was speaking to him last year in like November. And like we were just talking about, I'm not sure how long he's been here. It might be like 3 years. But he was telling me, it was like, Kevin, yeah, the first year is always rough, but like your second year, you flourish, with the language, with the culture, with everything, everything that's going on around you now.
Right.
So I've been thinking a lot about that now for the second year, pushing to make strides forward. So.
Yeah, I think with the first year, it's everything's so new, so fresh. Even towards the end, like there's still new things you're experiencing, and it's still kind of a whirl. And then after that, you can settle down a bit, and you can figure out your actual plan, like what you want to do, and things like that. What was something when you first came here that like shocked you at how similar it was to back home? Like kind of
similar.
Is there anything that you found that was like quite similar to back home, like culturally or?
Yeah. So one thing that I did find quite similar to South Africa is their hospitality. So like South Africans very much pride themselves on having a high standard of hospitality, especially to foreigners, But the one thing that the Chinese culture surprised me with is that they've got high standards of hospitality. I don't know if it's just to foreigners. I don't think so, because it seems so natural. Like they just, whether it's you go out for dinner with them, they insist that they want to pay, or whether you go to their house, like fellow students, you know. We're going to their house and she's offering us food that her mother made for her and her husband, you know. But she's putting it on the table there for us. Small things like that, but it's like, that's what means a lot. She didn't have to bring out that food. But she could have gone, let's order in, you know, or something like that. But that's something that's been very similar. Other than that, not much. What about for you, for England?
I don't know really. I don't know how to answer my own question, to be quite honest with you. There's small things I think that are very similar. I think just
Like what?
Just like general public. I think not just England but everywhere. It's just like the general, like Joe Blogs, general person. It's just trying to get by and just living their day to day, trying to be happy. It's just the same everywhere. I think for that.
Nah, but you see, this is where I can't agree with you. And I spoke to Jack about this on Wednesday, I think. We're walking in a mall, and there was just like people walking by with no smile on their face. And I just said to him, I was like, you see, this is what's different. Like in South Africa, you will get someone smile at you just because they want to smile. Like just because, hey, it's Wednesday. I'm walking down the road and I want to smile. But it's like, then he just said to me, he was like, I can't say the same for England. And I was like, I suppose I can guess that. But life's so fast here. Where I come from, especially in Cape Town, you know, very, very relaxed, not fast at all. So you come here and it's just like people just moving up and down, up and down, up and down. So busy, everything's a rush. And how are people supposed to smile? How are they supposed to look happy? But I mean, if you look deep into the culture, if you want to, you can. Probably most people are not happy. That's why they're not smiling.
Maybe. I think it's something to do with like population levels as well. There's got to be something there. Like if you think about like a busy city compared to like a small village or town, even in China or outside of China, like you go to New York, people will just, in any city I find, people just walk through you. Like today I was walking home from work and a woman just walked straight into the side of me. One, she was just looking at her phone as well, but still. There's something there that when there's just so many people, you just kind of tunnel and focus on just you. And it's like, I will never see this person again. It doesn't matter. But then you go to a village in a smaller place anywhere, like going back to when we went to Huangshan, that receptionist at that hotel we stayed at, Miranda, she was so nice, so lovely.
And she was from Hefei.
That was funny. But she was very happy and kind, and she wanted to help us as much as she could. And I think, there's something there, isn't there, about like...
I think the key part there is population. And I've spoken to about this with a lot of people, but the population is definitely everything. And it starts from education. The sizes of the classroom are bigger, so you get less attention, you know? So you're fighting for attention there. Not only that, it's an extremely competitive culture due to the population. So you need to get marks. You need to get the best marks. You need to get into the best universities, or else you're not going to get a good job. If you don't have a good job, you're not going to be able to do the things in life that you want to do, you know? So that's how many of them are working jobs that they not happy to do.
That's true, but you could I could say the same for England with that as well.
You could probably say the same. You could probably say the same for most countries, but like you said, just having that space, you know, that's the thing I think as well.
I do miss quieter towns, quieter areas sometimes, I think.
When I went home in December, every morning, because like when I open up my front door and I stand in front of my house, I'm looking at Table Mountain. It's far away, but I've got blue skies and I'm looking at Table Mountain when I open up my door. And then, even though I like my place here now, but it's just like grey every day. Most days. It's getting better as it's moving like from spring into summer and things like that. But the weather, everything just plays a part. I think that China's just had a tough roll of the dice. Maybe.
That sun, you're so right. Since spring has sprung, I guess is the sentence there. I remember walking out my house, I just feeling the warm hug, the warm embrace of the sun, and just opening my arms up to the sky, and it just makes you feel so much better.
Bit of vitamin D.
Yeah.
Needed.
Yeah, I feel like what's that film? That Tom Cruise film, Vanilla Sky. Have you ever seen that when he's out on the road and he's just spinning around? Oh, never mind.
But was he like in a white jockey type of thing?
I think
Was he
so.
like half naked running down the road?
Yeah, it was a really weird film. I vaguely remember it. I just remember that one scene. But yeah, what you're saying about like the open air, the good views. When I went home, I did that kind of world tour. I flew around the world essentially because I visited my friends in America. I met them a long time ago, but I went to their wedding, and they had just moved out to a homestead in Tennessee, in like rural Tennessee. And I got there. I drove there from Georgia, and it was just beautiful. I've got some great photos I'll have to show you. I'm sure you've seen them already anyway. Like the cotton fields.
Wow.
Just I've got some great photos of like the sun setting, and there's like over these cotton fields, and the cotton's in bloom, and it was just crazy.
Bit of slavery history.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward field to have, I guess, but given the history.
How have you not got any material from that?
I don't know.
For your stand-up.
I've got it somewhere in some notes, I think. But yeah, when I got to their place, which is like this old homestead from like 1800s, and it's crazy because most of it is still the original build, and on the inside walls they've got like old railway sleepers in there, and over the railway sleepers there's still like remnants of old newspapers where people would put the newspapers over the wood. It's like a form of like jerry-rigged insulation to like insulate a little bit more. And if you go around the rooms and you kind of find these small scraps of the newspapers, you can still see some of the dates. I think the earliest date we found on one of them was like 1890 or something. No, maybe it was earlier than that. It was really cool to see though. Like these old pieces of newspaper, just like history, just stuck on the wall that my friend's still living. Crazy beautiful place. Got all
Georgia.
this land. No, not Georgia. Tennessee.
Oh yeah, Tennessee. But they known for their music though in Tennessee.
Yeah, the bluegrass and just music in general down there is crazy. They introduced me to some great bands down there and just went to some great concerts. They had a concert at their wedding which they had on their own land, and it was just incredible. They had like this blues band. They had this like 10 to 12 piece band called the Quantaphonics, which are from Huntsville, Alabama, and they were incredible. Just like this super like groovy jam band. It's the only way to describe them. But when I was there, I've never slept as good in my entire life as
Why
I
not?
did. Because they were a mile off of the, I'm going to say highway in inverted commas, because I think I was the only car to drive on that highway for like the previous 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a mile off that, and there's no light pollution.
Wow.
So you're looking up at just the sky was beautiful, but there's no light pollution, there's no sound pollution either, and it was just dead quiet. Apart from like the odd animal in the woods, it was just dead quiet. And just because there's not even any semblance of light pollution, it's pitch black at night. So I just go to sleep and I'm just boom, I'm dead, I'm gone. Out for the count all night and wake up feeling amazing.
Things like that don't really bother me when it comes to sleep, but like I do want to go to a place where there's minimal light pollution. I actually found out now when I went back home, because I always knew there's a place called Sutherland. It's about two hours outside of Cape Town. I always knew it was famous because before, shall I say, the global warming, because I mean it was snowing in Cape Town last year.
Yeah.
You still had to drive out like an hour, but yeah, it was snowing. Sutherland was known for one of the few places where it did snow. Anyway, one of my friends was telling me that Sutherland, minimal light pollution, also minimal sound pollution. You can actually see, so he said his cousin woke him up one night. They were sleeping in like tents or something. His cousin woke him up one night like 5 a.m. And he was like, look there. And he was like, what's that? He's like, those are cars driving from Cape Town. You could see the lights from Cape Town. But also you could see, I think it was Jupiter. I don't want to get that wrong, but it was one of the planets that you could see from Sutherland. That's how clear it was at night.
Nice.
So that would be quite cool. But I suppose it will probably be like that in most places that are remote. Minimal light pollution, minimal sound pollution. Beautiful place most of the time.
Yeah, it's nice. And then I was kind of glad to get back to the city after a little while. I'm not sure if I'm ready to live in a place like that yet. I would like to at some point in my life, I think, but at the moment.
But what's their
Not
culture like? Is it like very much like, what's that? Like Jehovah's Witness or
It's in the Bible Belt, if you're thinking like that kind of that chain of states in like Southeast America, US, Southeast US, like Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee. I don't want to say any more in case I get it wrong, but like the Bible Belt where there's still heavily Christian. I didn't really notice it that much there. As again, like just people trying to get by, working, having fun. Crazy good food down there though. Crazy
what kind of
good
food?
Just like the barbecue down there. Oh, where else? The whiskey as well, of course. Of course. My friends lived. It was about a 30-minute drive from the Jack Daniel's distillery, so naturally we went there. They took me there, which was nice. Jack Daniel's. I'm more of a Scotch person, but I still appreciate the bourbon or the bourbon.
Yeah, I started off on Jack when I was like 19. Because when I got towards the end of high school, I was like, I can't do this brandy shit anymore. Like, fuck.
You were drinking brandy in high school.
Well, that's normal in South Africa. Most people start off with brandy in South Africa. It's normal.
Old English women.
Nah, that's like normal. Like, that's one of the things that I would compare, like when I went to England in 2010 and again in 2012. Like my friends asked me for comparisons. And it's like, how in England you'll get vodka specials? Now we get brandy specials. That's how normal it is, especially the Afrikaners love their brandy. So,
I guess that makes sense though, right? Because brandy is from wine? Is brandy from wine? Or am I getting that completely wrong?
I don't know, but in Cape Town, there's brandy farms next to the wine farms.
Right.
Like the KWV farm is next to some of the other wine farms. I think it's in Stellenbosch. But like I was saying, when I was like, fuck this brandy shit. And I started off with Jack Daniels because my friend David, he recommended, he's like, why don't you try Jack and Lime? And then from Jack and Lime, it went to just Jack. And then after that, I was like, nah, let me try something different. Tried J&B for a bit. And then, Ballantine's is the staple.
The staple,
When you want to spoil yourself, Jameson or Jameson, depending on how. I went through a Johnny Walker phase as well, but I don't really like Red Label. And Black Label is also something that you spoil yourself with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Green Label you and Jack got me for... Was it Green Label you got me? Yeah, for my birthday. That was pretty nice.
Did we have a glass together?
Yes.
Did we have one at Jack's place?
Yes, I think we did.
I wanted more. I saw it the other day when we went to that failed barbecue with our colleagues. We went to Metro, and they had it stocked up again. I might just buy one for my house because I really wanted to taste it again, like properly.
That's good. Failed barbecue.
Pal, don't even get me started. Oh my goodness. So obviously, coming from South Africa, when I hear barbecue or braai, I've got an idea of what to get in my head. Although speaking to some of them, they reminded me, Kevin, this is China. So whatever ideas you have. But like starting off shopping at Metro, they don't even have like in South Africa, you can buy braai packs. So it's like they got your chops already cut up for you, or your sausage, or things like that. None of that here. So I didn't even know where to start off buying meat. And then one of the colleagues, he was just like, Kev, I'll buy meat and we can roll our own patties. So I was like, let's do that. Anyway, So I meet Jack outside my place. He was a bit pissed off because I was about 20 minutes late. Whatever. We get the DD. This place is in Bingu, past Bingu. Bearing in mind, we had been discussing in the teachers group for like a week about where can you go. The rules have changed. You can't barbecue there anymore. This place was outside of Bingu. So it was about 40 minutes away from where I live. Crack a beer in the car. Get there. And as we get there, first of all, we had to walk quite far to go to the bathroom. Jack and I got there. It wasn't a bathroom. It was a hole in the floor. I didn't even use it. I just peed on the grass.
Yeah.
Walked back. We had moved our station. So we started barbecuing. We got there at about... We left at 11:30. We got there at about 12:13. Yeah. So we probably started barbecuing everyone together at about like 1. And then at that time, like the police came. The police must have come around 2 o'clock, maybe before that.
Right.
And then they were like, "Yo, you can't barbecue." We already put some stuff on, so we're like, "Wow, we can't barbecue. Let's wait till they go." So they went, and then like they put on stuff again, but it was like mushrooms on skewers and things like that. Nothing to get you filled up. And then as we put on some patties on, Paul, started off like this. Sorry, no one even had fire lighters. So we had like, not wood. We had charcoal, but no fire lighters. So everyone's walking around looking for dry grass to light. So that was fail number 1. And then, as we start putting on these patties with tin foil over it, so that there's no smoke if the police drive past, they can't see. They come there again anyway and turn us around. You got to stop.
The fun place.
Yeah. And then, so we got there and I definitely had more alcohol than food there. 100%. And it was quite a distance. So we just landed up going back to Jack's place and cooking the food. The burgers and what else was there? There was so many things. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that again.
No.
Definitely not. Driving out to Bingu just to be told, no, you can't barbecue.
Yeah, that sucks. It was nice out there though in Bingu. You lived there last year. Like you got that lovely forest park there. That's pretty cool. Where we had that. Do you remember we had that team building there?
Yeah. Bingu Wetland Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bingu's nice. I miss it a little bit just because it's quiet. Where I live now, they hoot up until like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It's just far from everything, but I did like Bingu.
Yeah.
Bingu's nice.
Yeah, it's
and it's
nice
developing really quickly.
Yeah, they don't mess around here, do they? They're like, we want to build a building. Oh, it's done.
Paul, but they're building a subway line by me, and there's no consideration for people. I'll wake up at like 3-4 in the morning, go for a piss, and it's
just a jackhammer.
Yeah. So pros and cons. I mean, what I liked about my place at Bingu was right next to the subway, so everything was very much convenient. My gym was right there. Yeah. Although my gym now is closer. But yeah, good old Bingu. Everyone used to say, like after nights out when I'm leaving, they're like, yeah, I'm going back to Bingu. Oh, why are you there? Ooh, good luck.
What didn't you tell them the classic line that it takes you 8 minutes to get home from Bingu?
Well, you don't
from
believe
Jack's
me.
Place?
It does. From Bauer to was it Bauer? Let's say Chopuhelu.
I'll believe it when I see it.
At 3 in the morning with the right DD driver, it can take you 8 minutes to get to Bingu. I promise you.
Is the car by any chance some kind of Elon Musk creation that flies?
Definitely not. But it doesn't use petrol. What do they use here in the cars, by the way?
Oh, dude, I don't know, but it makes me nervous as fuck. I'm like, I most of the time, I kind of don't get in the back of cabs if I don't have to. Because
really? Are you scared?
I'm kind of scared, dude, because I'm pretty sure that's a gas tank. I'm pretty sure they use some kind of like biogas or like just natural gas or something, and they have like converted engines. I don't really know. I'm not a mechanical I'm not a automotive engineer, so I have no idea. But it's definitely gas. And because they go and fill up, and then you see them with the boots open.
Yeah.
Right? That's not them being retarded. They have the boots open because they've just filled that up, I think. I feel like if you get rear-ended... Right, if you get rear-ended, you're gone, right?
To be fair, though, they don't speed in China. So the chances of them getting rear-ended hard enough that something might explode isn't high. But yeah, I think the first time I saw it, I was coming home from 1912, I think, bit drunk, and the guy was just like making hand signals, pull over, and then he just started, and I was taking pictures because my dad works for Chevron, like in South Africa, and he was like, Kevin, what do they use? You need to find out and tell me. I still haven't told him, and this was last year. And then again with Gideon, I think we were going to Fabio's, and the guy pulled over, and he started filling up again. But like the way that they clip it in, and I stood back. Yeah. I did stand back a little bit because you never know what, and the sound that it makes isn't safe. The sound
makes
that
me
it
nervous.
makes, yeah.
Yeah.
Not safe. I don't think so, at least. But it's better than petrol.
You said they don't speed, so the chances of you getting rear-ended are pretty slim. They don't... But have you seen the way some people drive here is insane.
I remember my first month, I still had Twitter. And I went on Twitter and I was like summing up my experience in like very short. There was still when there was 140 characters, I think.
Right.
And I was just like, China, like a summary of China so far. Who's cold? And Cape Town taxi drivers have nothing on these because they literally just the hooting, man. I can't get used to the hooting.
Oh yeah.
Like going back home, I was just like, I was in the city center, and there was no hooting, like constant hooting. That and people just cutting each other off. Nah, out. Yeah. Not for me.
It's crazy, man. Did you see that? You see that picture I posted yesterday as well? The guy that had tried to drive 1912. He tried to drive down the curb. Like some people just completely ignore the traffic rules, but this guy beached his car on this like 1 foot high curb because obviously he didn't have a 4x4. He just had a normal sedan. And he beached it.
Well, Jack and I were looking at that picture, and it's got nothing on the picture that I have from leaving Bitburger in Binghu with Jack. And it was something similar, but much worse. But now the thing is, I deleted it this week. 'Cause I deleted like 400 pictures this week for space. And I wish I still had it. But it was higher up. The curb was about this high. So Jack and I are walking out of...
like half a meter.
Yeah. So Jack and I are walking out of Bitburger in Binghu, and there's this guy, and he's hammered. In the driver's seat of his car, and his car's halfway off the front. And we were like, okay, we're gonna try and help this guy. And we were like lifting the car. But then there was a green taxi and it was leaving, and in that side of Binghu, you don't get green taxis often. And I think it was at a time when none of us had Didi.
Yeah.
So we were like, listen, pal, we'd love to help, but we gotta go. I was looking for the picture now, I deleted it.
As long as you didn't drop it on him and say, see you later.
Nah, I don't know how we got it off there though. I really don't know how. Because it was quite high up, like I said, half a meter. And he was hammered. Absolutely hammered.
They do some things on the highways before. I remember I was driving home from boxing. My friend was giving me a lift home, and we were coming down off the highway, and there was like a queue of cars, and then it wasn't moving. It just wasn't moving. And then it turned out that there was these cars, people had left because at the bottom of the ramp, the traffic police, had set up a checkpoint, a breathalyzer checkpoint, and they were breathalyzing everyone, all of the drivers. But some of the cars, where some of them had obviously, this was like maybe 11 o'clock at night, 11:30, and some of the cars, the drivers had just got out and like ran away, and like
Left their cars.
and then because they're drunk, and if they get caught drunk with the breathalyzer, I assume they're going to
What's
get
the
another
punishment in China?
I don't know.
what the punishment
I don't know.
is.
I assume it's pretty serious if you're going to leave your car and go, oh yeah, someone stole my car.
Yeah, I know. And they quite like the people here, they don't really drink and drive, the people that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They very much like, oh no, I'm drinking, so no alcohol for me.
Yeah, but that's because when the Chinese drink, bro, they drink.
Fair.
Like, that baijiu is no joke.
Some of them, I mean, I've seen a girl walk in, have half a beer, and say I'm drunk. And then, yeah, Jack was saying the other night he walked into his place and there was a guy passed out in the elevator with two of his friends foaming at the mouth. So they probably had a drinking competition again.
With it's the baijiu, I think. The baijiu's scary. How drunk you get on that stuff is
I don't think I've been baijiu drunk.
no.
And I don't think I want to.
No, you
but
don't.
I've had like a couple of shots, but nah. I've maybe had it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... What do you remember when we were at Mew and that guy was like getting stretchered out? Do you remember that? Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, no one cared.
No.
It was just like, oh, another guy out on his
Yeah.
way out, just going to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. Things like that I can't get used to.
Mm.
It's another thing I was talking to Jack about in the week. We were like, no matter how long we live here, whether it's 10 years, 5 years, can speak the language, kind of integrated, there's just some things that will never be okay, I think.
Yeah. I get what you mean. Mm-hmm. It's definitely core values you grow up with that are definitely different.
Yo, 100%.
What's something you love about living here?
The safety is very cool. I mean, I'm a man, but like in South Africa, I know there's just certain things you can't do that I can do here.
You're talking about physical safety, right?
Yeah, well, physical safety and financial safety. But yeah, physical safety is what I was alluding to. Like, the lack of crime. You know, everyone just trusts you. I still, like, on Thursday when I went to go buy another drink, I still show them that I've paid, you know. And I just double check the amount. Like, no one cares about things like that. Like, I feel comfortable going to a bar and asking them to charge my phone and things like that. Where I wouldn't really do that like back home.
Oh, I would never do that in England. My phone would be gone within seconds if I did that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that overseas. That's what I like. I like the safety. I like the options here for foreigners for jobs. There's just so many jobs here, especially for foreigners. That's nice. That's not really something that's happening in my country right now. The convenience, pal. Oh, Erlema, Alipay, WeChat Pay. That, like, just being able to pay my bills at home and not having to worry about anything else like that. That I like. The Chinese efficiency, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like that guy setting up my kitchen in a day and a half.
Yeah, right. Was it just one guy?
It was one. I think I heard on Sunday morning, I heard a friend downstairs because they were laughing. And I was like, okay, what's going on down here? But look, my kitchen got done. Also the Wi-Fi aspect. I know it's LTE, which is a lot quicker. But, you know, when I first, when I was in Bingu, I went to go get my Wi-Fi by myself. I really didn't expect them to come like that same day or the next day and for it to be done.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that at all. Like, they won't leave you unless it's done. So, yeah, those are some things that I like. The convenience, the safety, the variety of jobs, the transport. Oh, subway, the trains. Why would you need an airport? Depending on where you're going. Obviously, it's a broad statement. But, like, the trains are just amazing.
Yeah,
Remember
high
when
speed.
we took first class to
I will have you know.
To Nan-
Oh,
to
yeah,
Nanjing.
okay.
It was to
First
Nanjing.
class to Nanjing and then business class back, which
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
And you were like, I'm never ever not getting first class again.
That was so. Yeah. That was fun. But that was literally the only tickets left, wasn't it? So, and because it was just to Nanjing, it was like 200 kwai.
Yeah. I think maybe a bit more for business class. Maybe.
It was pretty nice. Definitely worth it, I think.
But that for like a trip to Beijing, that would be nice. Oh, stretched out like that.
Yeah, it's cool that they still have like the older trains as well. Like they have the sleeper trains and stuff. You know Lemis, right? Lemis went up to what's that northern city that has the ice festival
Oh,
with the
Harbin.
Harbin. Yeah, Harbin. Yeah, he took a sleeper train up to Harbin. I think
How many days was it?
it was like 24 hours. I think.
Oh, 24 hours. But yeah, he seems like a bit of a traveler. Because I mean, he had that mountain backpack with the water thing. Yeah, and he told me he wants to do like the western mountains in China.
What?
I'm not sure. He just told me. He told me about. Oh, you told me about the desert that he wants to do.
Oh,
How
yeah.
did he say the sleeper trains were? Was it like?
I don't know. I didn't really speak to him that much about it. It's just similar. You just book the train and you can just like choose like hard sleeper or soft sleeper. Hard sleeper, just being what it
Hard.
says on the tin, and soft not being particularly soft.
Soft.
Being like one of the 1 inch thick Chinese mattresses, I guess. It'd be an experience. I think I'd probably just fly though, personally.
Or just take. Yeah.
Because they're in dorm,
What?
they're like a dormy thing as well. So if you're not with like 3 other people, you're going to be there with like a couple
Random
of
people.
random people.
That could be cool, taking a sleeper train. That's something I
Yeah.
might do, but like you said, it must be the right crowd.
Yeah, I would. I'm not sure I'd be comfortable with doing it like solo.
Did he do it solo?
No, he went with Megan. He went with his girlfriend at the time. They went together. But I believe there was just other people on the other ones as well. It'd be cool if I had if my Chinese was at a much higher level. I think it'd be cool to do if they wanted to speak. It'd be a cool thing to just sit there and chat, I guess. But yeah, I think
Listen, the snow and the cold's not something that it interests me. And I know that's something that Gideon wants to do as well. But like, nah. Just going there and freezing your tits off.
that's his Austrian blood. That's why he wants to go somewhere
Oh,
cold.
yeah. Yeah, nah, he prefers that. But Harbin's is it next to Beijing?
I think it's past. I think it's like northwest of Beijing. I'm not particularly
Northwest?
I think northwest. I think it's got to be further north than Beijing. It has a festival where there's like a city made of ice. So it's cold, right?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
They said Megan said there was like a guy walking around the streets and he just had like a cloth sash around his part, like his,
Not feeling the cold.
and that's all he had on. I saw the pictures. The pictures are crazy because like it's like minus 20 degrees there, like minus 20 Celsius, and like there's cars and like it looked like Hefei, like a couple of the pictures of like just like the generic buildings. It kind of looked like Hefei in some parts.
Minus 20.
But like on the buildings, on the cars, and like there's
No
no frost. So it's got to be so dry there as well. Like no humidity in the air at all. Because if it's that cold, it's just going to freeze. But there's no frost, or like the tiniest patches of frost that I saw. It's a really cool. The architecture there looks awesome though, because it's so close to the Russian border.
Yeah.
That it's super like, especially the architecture's like loads of Russian influence. Like I don't know how to describe them.
Like a
Spire
triangle
thing, like a pointy Bowser.
Yes. yes. So it's got like that circular board.
Yeah.
And it's got that like a long
Spike.
antenna type thing.
Yeah, like the
spike.
things in St. Petersburg and stuff.
Yeah. But that stems from, wasn't that from like the Ottoman Empire? That
I
type
think
of
so, yeah.
architecture.
It's got to be. It's definitely reminiscent, at least. It's definitely kind of similar. Yeah.
But I was very surprised when I went to Shanghai to see like French and European architecture, like especially there by the Bund. You
Yeah.
still haven't been, right?
Not properly, no. I haven't. I've
do you mean
been
not
in
properly?
Shanghai. I've been to Pudong and in a taxi from Pudong to the train station, and that's about it for Shanghai for me.
Okay. Yeah, nah. Because that part was very much surprising for me. Like you in the middle of Shanghai, right by the Bund, and then there's this whole bunch of European architecture. There was a jazz club there that I'm still upset that I didn't go to, but we were meeting some people, so we kind of had to go to that captain's bar. But yeah, definitely a place I want to go to again.
Yeah, I need to go there, but it's crazy how big that city is.
I don't think I've fully taken in how big that city is.
It's like I didn't really experience it that much. Like I just, as I say, it was just a taxi from the airport to the main train station. It took like an hour.
Yeah,
There was some traffic as well, but
So did you go from Pudong Airport to Shanghai Hongqiao? Or did you go from Pudong
We
Airport
went over
to
a bridge.
Pudong?
no, it went to one far away. It was 220 kwai taxi. It was pretty.
So
far.
you probably went from Pudong to Hongqiao then?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds about right.
Why would you do that though? Because Pudong has a train station as well.
I don't know, bro. Like, I just wanted to get a train to Hefei. I was coming back from London, and I was like jet lagged and tired, and I didn't really think properly. I thought that was the train station you had to go to get to Hefei.
The best one's Hongqiao because
Has the fast trains.
Pudong does as well, but Hongqiao's airport is closer to the Hongqiao railway station.
Ah,
Yeah. When I landed there now on the 31st of Jan, I had to go from Pudong airport to like the city center railway station, which was still like 100 and something RMB. But yeah, like I was saying about Shanghai, I still don't think I've fully taken in how big that city is.
yeah.
So many people there. But when I was there, I was like, yo, this is very much similar to Cape Town.
I was very impressed by the lack of traffic. I was, well, not impressed, but surprised by the lack of traffic that I experienced when I was driving from the airport to the train station. It was the only bit that was a bit crazy was the bridge.
That main bridge, and then to your right, you can see all the skyscrapers.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yes, and I just remember looking, and like anywhere I looked, just like as far as the eye could see, I could just see buildings, and it was just like, Jesus, this is insane.
Yeah, very cool place though.
It blows my mind, sometimes still, like going back to population, when people go, oh, Hefei's a small city. It's got 9 million people, like, if you include the surrounding area, I think. Maybe more. It's around 9 mil, right, I think. And like Chinese people be like, oh, it's a small city. What?
But it's small. I think when they say small, they're referring to population, but also to infrastructure.
That's a point, yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of potential cities that we haven't been to, Jamie lands on Sunday. So, but I think Jack said he wants to go to Japan. Not really interested, but I would be interested in going to Xiamen, definitely.
Is that where he's going to?
Yeah,
Xiamen?
he's going to stay in Xiamen.
That's cool. How far is that from here?
I think it's 2 hours by plane.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind taking the train though, because if it's 2 hours by plane, it's probably a 4-hour train.
Yeah. Depends on the price difference, I think. If it's like
Let me check.
If it's like a little bit extra for the plane, I'll probably just pay for the plane. But if it's like it depends how much different it is. But yeah.
I don't know. I like the train.
Yeah,
because
the trains-
it's less hassle to get through.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
That's true.
if we take an airplane, it's gonna be a full check of visas again and things like that. Whereas I would just prefer to get on the train and that be that. Xiamen Fujian.
Someone
no.
just knock on my door then. Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
Oh, let me pause this. Oh, okay. We're back again now.
Are we back?
Yep. Just a random Chinese man knocking on the door. You don't get that very often, do you?
In my country, yeah. Most of the time they'll be asking for work. Or for money or for food.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. Now in like modern day, like 2019, if someone comes to your front door, you go, "Who is that? Who are you?
Yeah.
Why are you knocking on my door?" It's
Exactly.
it's like someone calling your house phone in 2019, right? So if that house phone rings, you're like, "Who the hell is calling me on that?" And then it's like, "Are you paying too much for your car insurance?" Or like one of them PPI insurance claims or something, like robocalls.
But I still get nervous when it's like you get like a random phone call here in China and it's like ni hao and then they start talking and I'll give it to someone who's Chinese and they're like, nah, it's just an ad. But yeah, so Xiamen 6 hours by train, 1 hour 35 minutes by airplane.
I think I'll take the plane.
Yeah. Definitely. 1 hour 35.
That train, that's a no from me, Jeff.
That's a no.
That's a no. It's a hard pass on that one. Yeah, I've got my Chinese phone, and so if I get one of them calls, it's already flagged. It already comes up. I love getting them. I will just like keep them on the phone as long as I can.
Nah, that's mean. I wouldn't want that for me. My phone's not Chinese. I'm gonna have to buy a Chinese phone though for sure, because this phone's acting up. It's slower. The battery doesn't last. I suppose I should do everything I can to keep it in tip-top condition, and that would just be to delete all the pictures and videos that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slowing down.
Yeah.
It's not an app. It's not an iPhone, is it?
Huawei.
Well, I guess it is Chinese then, technically.
Yeah, but I bought it overseas, so
Yeah.
it came with Chrome, stuff like that. Whereas if I buy it here,
Yeah.
I won't have the App Store or anything like that.
Yeah, true. Speaking of the phones slowing down, do you remember the Apple thing like a few months ago? Is it like 6 months ago or something?
I don't.
Where it was huge news where someone discovered. I'm not going to do this very very good justice, but someone discovered that there was a part of the software of the iOS, the iPhone, iOS. Yeah, someone found that part of the iOS updates was to slow down older models of the iPhones just
Wow.
through the updates to like slow down and degrade the battery life and things like this.
I'm not surprised.
And it was this huge thing, and it all came out. It was like 3-4 months ago, I think. And they issued like an apology, and then they started issuing batteries and like back-rolling software updates, I think, and like issuing new batteries for like a discounted price and things like that. And like everyone's forgot about it again.
But iPhones, you can't open the back though.
Oh yeah, they're fighting. People are fighting at the moment for something called like the right to repair. I don't know if you know, with Apple products, if you try and repair them yourself, you void the warranty on them.
Yeah. Because they want you to go to.
They want you to
Apple
go
Store.
to the what they call the tech guys or whatever like that, and just buy new ones. And they don't give you like any things like Windows does or like just other generic.
But like I used to have a friend back home who worked for Apple, like the iStore in one of the malls, throughout high school and throughout university. And he was telling me, like, in South Africa, if you go there and something's wrong with your charger, they're like, you have to pay for a new one and this and that. Whereas, like, in America, if something's wrong, they'll just go, oh, here's your new charger. Sorry about that. Like, so, massive difference, obviously, because the market share is a lot less in South Africa.
Yeah.
But I remember in high school, one of the science teachers, Mr. Solomon, he just said these phones are a scam, because he said he was explaining how it's so easy to make a battery that just won't die, especially with the. Now this was what, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
2011, 2010 maybe. So if he was saying this back then surely they can still do it now with all the technology that we have. It can't be that difficult to make a battery that just doesn't conquer.
At least degrade a lot slower than them ones do. Yeah. Or like people, I remember people always used to talk about it for a while. It's like, oh, I got a new iOS update. I swear my phone is getting slower and stuff like that. I've never. The only Apple product I ever had was an iPod, like an old school iPod. I've never really been into Apple. I've always chosen like laptops and like I built a computer before. Like I've always gone for non-Apple. I've never really gone for it. It's never appealed to me. It just seems it blows my mind. It seems so crazy to me. Like I remember this is when I was working at Metten last year when the iPhone X came out. I remember there was a huge crowd of people queuing up to buy the iPhone X, like on release day, and I'm like, it's just a bloody phone, and like I think it was 10,000 RMB. Like I've got this Oppo Android, right? It's a Chinese phone and it's great. It's super good. It's very quick. It's got great memory. It's got a good screen, and I don't even use it that much, but it's nice. It does the job. That was 2,000. I could buy 5 of these phones for the release price of the iPhone X.
Well, it just comes down to your lifestyle. People use their phones for different things, you know.
I guess, but I feel, yeah, I guess it is my opinion, but I feel like I can never justify spending that amount of money.
Having that amount of money in your pocket daily, everywhere you go.
Yeah.
My first Apple product was for university. Like my dad was like, "Do you want a laptop?" And I was like, "No, I want an iPad." Blah blah blah. It was just cooler. Looking back now, I 100% should have taken the laptop.
Yeah.
But I'll never tell him that. And then I got an iPhone 5S, but I got it when it was like not the newest one. It was like maybe 1 or 2, like before. But I lost that in a very fucked up incident involving an Uber. I knew I left it in the car. And the Uber just drove off and I couldn't get it back. But yeah. And then my iPad, I actually brought it with when I came to China in 2017. But I don't know why, because that conked out, doesn't charge anymore, anything like that. So I think that's probably those two, the last Apple products that I was going to buy, that I will buy anyway. But you get some people like that Michael guy, him and his brother. They Apple everything.
It's great. Like, and what's another? AirPods. The AirPods. You know, like the wireless earphones that they have, where they've now removed the audio jack from the phone, and like you have to buy their specific things. They're trying to I feel like they're just trying to monopolize and on every little thing, and just trying to give me more. You
can't even plug in like an aux cable. Oh, give me the aux.
I was trying to work on a little bit around them. There's just like something super dry. I couldn't really get it to be super like that funny though. I was just thinking about I was trying to be more creative. I've got a great idea. How about AirPods that you can plug into your phone? Because it's just so ridiculous that they've taken away that functionality. I think you can, if you have this extension cord and then you plug the 3mm into
my friend Luke had it.
It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's over-engineering and just trying to get more money, I feel like.
Yeah, I find it to be stupid as well. Like, we were playing music, and then whenever he wanted to play music, he'd have to go find his thing so he could plug it in there and then plug it into his phone. Nah.
So much hassle, man. I just feel like as well, in certain areas of the world, especially certain parts of England, like, these things are like, mug me. They're just saying, mug me. Like, steal my phone. It's just a sign showing you that you've got a very expensive phone in your pocket. You know.
And you probably potentially have very expensive things.
Yeah. And what about 10 years ago, everyone was taking the piss out of people wearing Bluetooth. Like talking into them little one-piece Bluetooth headsets. But now it's weird, isn't it, how it changes.
I remember those Bluetooth things. I remember thinking they were quite weird and fucked up anyway. But I'm not someone that likes to depend on the phone anyway, man.
Yeah.
Nah, not for me.
No, I've always been like that. It's like I barely use social media, like to a fault. I think you can definitely use it in a good way. You can definitely use it in a good way. But I feel maybe when I was a little younger, like in my early 20s, like late teens, I think I used it too much and maybe in a toxic way as well. And it's just too much. And I think I'm overcorrecting now. But yeah, I rarely use my phone too, other than maybe watching the occasional show on it or something like that. Or obviously I use WeChat all the time because I have to communicate with people. But yeah, I think I could use it more than I do. I should use it more than I do.
Last year I used it a lot because I never had a laptop. Or I had a TV, but like I didn't have much on my hard drive. So I was watching a lot of things on my phone. So yeah, that I wasn't enjoying that because I constantly have to be charging it and
Yeah.
But like I still have to charge it quite a bit now. But I can leave my phone upstairs and be downstairs on YouTube.
Yeah.
So that I couldn't do last year. Nah. No laptop.
Yeah.
No VPN.
Did you have one of them like crazy Chinese TV boxes, like the?
No, I didn't even have that.
No,
I didn't even have that. My TV was so shit. It wouldn't play certain files of video. Like I had season 1 of Rick and Morty. Couldn't play the audio. I had season 1 of Game of Thrones. Wouldn't play played the video. Wouldn't play the audio. I had certain movies. Wouldn't play anything. So yeah, situation's a lot better now.
Yeah, you get to choose your own apartment now. Living the life with that 2-story.
Yeah, I think I struck lucky there.
Yeah.
When the agent was taking me there, I was like, why the fuck's this bitch taking me here? And then I walked in and I was like, I could picture myself living here. And my landlord can speak English, so that's a bonus.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, nah. I'm happy there. Just a bit noisy.
Yeah.
Again, only have one neighbor, but yeah.
Well, you didn't. That's an improvement from last year. You didn't have any last year.
Yeah, only person on my floor. I want to go back there just to check, 1, how the landlord has changed that place.
Yeah.
2, if there's people who have moved in. I don't think so.
Maybe he's put a nice bit of cushion on
On that
thing
rock
you called a sofa.
Yo. Nah, Bingu. Lots of memories.
Yeah, it's cool.
That couch. Had a great view though for celebrations for FIFA.
Not that you...
Nah, I did have quite a bit of celebration.
On goals, not victories.
Fair.
We need to have another tournament soon, I think.
Another big
I need to win another.
You
need to win one.
We can do it next week, maybe. Maybe we can do it next week.
Yeah, maybe. Unless maybe if we've got the same. Well,
have we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
I have Friday, Saturday off for tomb sweeping.
So
I have to work on Monday.
Thursday's going to be quite a biggie though. Maybe we can do Thursday.
Yeah, I don't know what this child upstairs is doing. It's like they need to give him some actual toys rather than let him bounce around like on small plastic ball.
I don't know what he's doing either. Sounds like a marble, but a marble would probably be heavier.
Yeah. All right, we just done an hour and 15. So,
really?
Yeah, man.
First one.
Yeah, first one. First of many, hopefully. So thanks for coming over.
No problem, pal.
Yeah.
And not from Bingu this time.
No. So does that mean it's going to take less than 8 minutes or more than 8 minutes to get home?
I never said it takes 8 minutes from fucking 1912 all the way back to Bingu. I said from Bauher.
Okay.
And early hours of the morning with the right taxi driver.
You never get there on this road. You get caught every single... If you get caught on one red light on Huangshanlu, you get caught on every red light.
Yeah, but there's another way that you can take to my place. It's like sort of down and around. Some guy took it last week.
Oh, fair enough. All right, man. Thanks for coming on. And we'll leave it there.
All right. Both.